Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to crochet the sunflower coaster, but you could also use the pattern for other purposes, such as an applique. I used a medium 4-weight yarn and a size H or 5mm crochet hook. I also used some wire while crocheting the petals so that I could adjust them to lay the way I want. We'll start by making the center of the flower. I'm using a light brown yarn so that you can easily see what I'm doing, but I do change to a dark brown color. So grab your supplies and let's have fun crocheting. Start the project with a magic ring. I'll leave a link to my video tutorial for the double ring method in the description box below. Chain 1 and single crochet 6 times into the ring. I'll be using the cross stitch single crochet. It gives you a more dense fabric with fewer gaps. It's just like doing a regular single crochet, except we yarn under for the first part of the stitch. I'll show you examples of both. For the regular single crochet, we insert the hook into the ring and yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. For the cross stitch single crochet, we insert the hook into the ring, yarn under, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops on the hook. This pattern is not worked in continuous rounds because we want a perfect circle. I'll show you how to do an invisible join at the end of each round. After completing your stitches, your work should look like this. Go ahead and close the magic ring. We don't use the typical slip stitch join chain 1 method. We want an invisible join so that we don't have a seam going up the side of the project. After your last stitch, pull up on the loop and remove your hook. Turn your work to the back side and make sure your working yarn is also facing toward the back side. Insert your hook under both top loops of the first stitch. Put the loop back on the hook and pull it through to the back. Take your hook out and turn your work back over to the right side. Make any adjustments to tighten the circle by pulling on the working yarn and the loop on your hook. We start increasing with round 2. Because I don't do a chain 1, I pull up on my hook to make the single crochet a little taller. Put 2 single crochets into each stitch of this round. I'm crocheting my stitches very tight, so it makes it a little more difficult to get my hook into the stitch. If you need a little help with the invisible join, you'll find a link in my description box to a complete tutorial on how to do the invisible join, as well as another video showing you how to do the invisible join when changing colors. At the end of the round, you should have 12 stitches. We'll do an invisible join, so pull up on that last loop, remove your hook, and turn the work over to the wrong side. Make sure your working yarn is also on the wrong side. Insert your hook into the first stitch of the round, put the loop back on the hook, and pull it through to the back. Remove your hook and turn the work to the right side. Make any adjustments by pulling on the loop on your hook and the working yarn. We start round 3 with an increase. Put 2 single crochets into the first stitch. Put one single crochet in the next stitch. You'll repeat that sequence to the end of the round. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet. At the end of the round, you should have 18 stitches. We'll do our invisible join by pulling up on the loop, removing your hook, and turning your work to the wrong side. Insert your hook into the first stitch of the round. Put the loop back on the hook and pull it through to the back. Remove your hook and turn your work back over to the right side, making any adjustments by pulling on the working yarn and the loop on your hook. Start round 4 with a single crochet in the first stitch. Increase in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Increase in the next stitch. Continue the sequence of a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, followed by an increase until you reach the last stitch of the round. Single crochet in the last stitch and do an invisible join. At the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches. Start round 5 with an increase. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches. You'll repeat that sequence of increase followed by 3 single crochets to the end of the round. At the end of the round, you should have 30 stitches. Do an invisible join to complete the round. We start round 6 with a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. Increase in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Increase in the next stitch. You'll repeat the sequence of 4 single crochets followed by an increase until you have 2 stitches left. Single crochet in the last 2 stitches. At the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches. After our last round, we'll do an invisible finish. Cut your yarn, leaving yourself a 4 to 6 inch tail. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook and thread it onto a yarn needle. Insert the needle into the first stitch of the round going from front to back. Pull the yarn over to the left and insert your needle between the 2 top loops of the last stitch completed. Pull the yarn to make any adjustments so the stitch is the same size as the other stitches. By using the invisible join method, you can barely see any seam on the front, and no one will ever see the seam on the back. If you want a thicker coaster, make 2 circles with the brown yarn. Place them wrong sides together and we'll stitch a round of single crochets joining the circles together. Insert your hook between the top loops of any stitch. Place the yarn over your hook and pull up a loop. Then insert your hook under both loops of that same stitch as well as any stitch of the second circle. Single crochet in each stitch around. It's a good idea to make these single crochets a little looser. Pause the video and continue stitching until you get to the end of the round. Make sure your beginning tail is outside of the circles. I have a few stitches left before completing the round. Do an invisible finish just like we did before. I tied my two ends together and sewed in the tails. Make a slip knot with your second color. We're going to start working on our petals. Insert your hook into any stitch of the center of the flower. Place the loop on your hook and pull it through. Chain 6. Starting in the second chain from the hook, we'll do a single crochet in each chain. You should have a total of 5 single crochets. We'll skip the next stitch on our circle. Slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. Chain 6. Starting in the second chain from the hook, single crochet 5 times. Skip the next stitch on our circle and slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Chain 6. Starting in the second chain from the hook, single crochet 5 times. Skip the next stitch in our circle and slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Repeat these steps until you reach the end of the round. We're going to start building our petals. We'll be working in the bottom of each of the 5 single crochets. We'll also start using our wire. I found this yellow wire in my scrapbook stash. You don't necessarily need to have yellow wire. If you hide it well within your stitches, no one will see it. We're going to start with a single crochet in the first single crochet of our petal. Lay the wire over your hook. I like to bend it around the hook just to hold it in place. Make sure that you lay the wire at the top of your stitch so that you include it into each of your stitches. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Single crochet in the last stitch. We're going to form the point of our petal. So we'll be working on the top side of each of the 5 single crochets. Start by putting a single crochet into the first single crochet on the other side. Chain 1. We'll be inserting the hook into the front loop of that single crochet as well as the left post. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And then pull through the loop on your hook to make a slip stitch. Single crochet into that same single crochet that we just stitched into. We'll crochet the same stitches that we did on the other side, so half double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Single crochet in the last stitch. We need to anchor the petal, so we skip the first slip stitch and slip stitch into the second slip stitch. We're ready to begin our next petal. So single crochet into the first single crochet, half double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the last stitch. will form the point of our petal. So we start by making a single crochet into the first stitch on the other side. Chain 1. Insert your hook into the front loop of the single crochet as well as the post. Yarn over and pull it through to do a slip stitch. Single crochet into the same stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet in the next stitch. Single crochet in the last stitch. We need to anchor the petal. Skip the first slip stitch and slip stitch into the second. We'll repeat these steps for each petal to the end of the round. There is a lot going on between working in between the petals and holding on to the wire, so just be patient with yourself. If you don't want to use wire, you may have to do some blocking so that you can lay the petals the way you want them. They may be a little curly otherwise. I complete the round with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn and the wire. Pull the yarn through the last loop on your hook. We'll sew the ends in, but first I'll twist the beginning and then tails of the wire to secure them. Then weave the wire into the petals so you can't see them. Tie the yarn tails together and sew them in. That completes this project. Working with the wire does add a little more difficulty, but I think it's worth it to be able to adjust the petals the way you want. I hope you enjoyed this project. Please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I am going to be rolling out my fall crochet and craft projects very soon.